we've started. Yeah, In Your Neighborhood podcast, we're back again. But this time, it's only me and 40. You know why? Because all our guests cancelled. No, let's not start like that.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. We only bring the real news here, not the fake news. Speaking of that, you know Trump wants to start a new social media.
Yeah, I think we touched on it a little bit before.
Yeah, but actually he's launching it.
It's happening.
I forgot what it was called, the social media. Is it called the Truth Network?
The Truth Network.
I don't even know. I just
where there's zero fake news.
No fake news. Only the news that Trump thinks is real.
Yeah, that's just dangerous, right?
That's a dangerous. And you remember before I said, like, I want to be, like, infiltrate.
Yeah.
That one. So, yeah, like, as soon as it launches,
you're getting straight on there.
Thomas Anderson is going to go on Trump's network.
But I think, like, there's a lot of people from all kinds of walks of life that seem to support him, though.
That's true. That's true.
It's a bit mad to me, like, when I see it, because he just seems like a crazy man.
Yeah.
Like, I understand there's some merit in him getting where he's got himself. Like, you've got to commend that in a way.
Yeah.
By however, like, whatever means it's took to get there.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people would consider it successful. But I don't understand why people would back him. He seems like a lunatic.
He is. It's crazy because obviously my dad's black. I look black, so my dad is black. But we had a conversation about it, about, like, Trump. And my dad was like, he supports Trump. I was like,
what does he support?
I was like, I didn't know I was living with Jesse Lee Peterson. I didn't know my dad was Jesse Lee Peterson. Amazing. But in a way, what he was saying was kind of making sense to me, which is, I don't know if we've had this conversation off camera, but I'll just say it anyway. The thing is, if you look at the US, the people in power, in charge of the US now, and this is not a political podcast, but let's just say it.
Let's get into it.
Joe Biden doesn't look competent.
Tell. I think he's past it, right?
He's past it. You could just tell he doesn't look competent.
Did you see the headlines where they were saying he was going around at some, like, formal event dropping bombs?
What, like pooing himself?
Nah, just
dropping bombs.
Like,
what?
Yeah, he was dropping farts.
Oh, farting. Oh,
yeah.
Some
air biscuits.
Bloody hell.
Like around Prince Charles and Camilla and all that. It's supposedly Camilla who said it.
Sheesh.
She was like, he was walking around. I don't know. The problem with me is I see headlines.
Yeah.
And I just, like, think I know the full story.
Yeah.
So
like a lot of this generation.
Yeah, it could be some kind of, like, misunderstanding, but supposedly he was walking around just, like, farting around all these important people.
So he's become, like, a senile old man, basically.
Incontinent,
yeah. He's incontinence.
Yeah.
I need to write that down. and he's gonna start another world war with those bombs he's dropping.
I know.
Because if someone farts around me, imagine I'm Kim Jong-un and you're farting around me.
You're pressing that red button, right?
Definitely. You can't be coming to my country, farting my country. Know about climate change and everything. He's dropping methane.
Contributing.
Yeah, contributing to the methane in North Korea while you're visiting. Bloody hell. But yeah, he looks incompetent. And if I was a leader of another country and I saw America, that's meant to be like the most powerful country in the world or whatever, which is debatable right now because everything's in shambles, and I see Joe Biden is the president of the United States. Joe Biden that's fighting in front of Prince Charles. Joe Biden that can't walk up the stairs. Joe Biden that they're taking the piss off, calling him Sleepy Joe.
I seen a clip where he's mid sentence. He's like, what was he talking about?
You see what I mean?
He goes, what am I doing here? His words were, what am I doing here? Like as if he just, woke up from a trance. He's like, huh?
That's dementia,
I know, that's the way it seems, doesn't it? That's what his critics are saying. Like, this is senile dementia.
That's crazy. But like, my dad was explaining, like, unfortunately, if you want to lead a country, especially like America, you can't be a nice guy.
Yeah,
and
I guess so.
when you look at it that way, not saying that I'm a fan of Trump's obvious discriminatory behavior, especially towards Mexicans, but if you're gonna lead the country, you can't be a clown, especially like America. You need to be like, he was giving me some examples, I can't remember now, but he was like, people tried to attack America in a way, and it was like, if you guys do that again, I'm gonna get you guys. And if Trump is gonna, Trump's a lunatic, so Trump is gonna come out with the machetes, definitely. Joe Biden will probably be like you see what happened.
Let's gas him.
Yeah. Joe Biden will fart on them, which might be, in some ways, might be worse. But you know what? Like these big countries, like not big countries, countries that people are scared to attack. There's one main theme with all of them. Their leaders are known as lunatics.
Yeah, it's ruthlessness, really.
You have to be ruthless. Unfortunately, America's used to the smiling Barack Obama, Clinton getting a blowjob.
But realistically, like, they're still dropping bombs on all these people everywhere.
They are.
And I'm not saying I support it, but even Barack Obama
was.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bombing people, drone strikes, all these kinds of things.
Yeah.
They're still under their rules, so it's just the face is different, but the acts seem to be the same.
Yeah. I think what might have been better for America is if they gave Trump another term. However, it might not have been. Because if I'm thinking humanly, if we gave Trump 4 more years, if they gave Trump 4 more years, it might have been chaos.
Yeah, didn't like a lot of, let's say, race relations weren't great under Trump.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fucked up stuff happened during that time. So
and he was just turning a blind eye. And it's just. But I think now Joe Biden is just like, America's a laughing stock now.
Yeah, it's true.
Actually a laughing stock.
Well, I don't think the UK can say much.
Exactly.
We do have a clown running the company. Company. Well, it is a company, right?
It's a company.
That's it.
It's a business.
A country is a company. Yeah.
Bloody hell, we've got BJ in charge. Call him BJ on this podcast because he stinks. But Boris Johnson, apparently he's cheated on his new wife again. This is just what the streets are saying.
It wouldn't surprise me.
The streets are saying that he's sick of his new wife.
These people with like a lot of money and stuff and even fame. He's famous, right?
He's famous, yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem to be able to help themselves, like footballers.
Yeah.
For example, you see all the madness that seems to be going on with footballers these days.
Mate, footballers, one thing I like, athletes in general, like, I've heard that streets are saying, you need to be careful when you're marrying an athlete or being involved with an athlete, because these guys train all the time,
and they've got a lot of testosterone.
So they're like, basically like, God forgive me, cavemen.
Neanderthals.
They just want like
hitting girls over the head.
But they're just like, I don't think they can naturally stick to one woman. So they've got a lot of testosterone. Like, so if you're cheated on by a footballer, basketball player, like, sorry, but
it's just like you signed up for it.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It's part of the deal. Like, you should have put it in the prenup. You know what I mean? Put in the contract.
I heard Grealish has been putting it around.
Grealish, man. Not gonna lie, though, that girl from Newcastle, I think you should drop everything for that girl. That was on Love Island.
I haven't really seen them. I don't know what it is. I just seen a headline saying that he'd been like
on a date
3 timing.
Yeah.
There was like a triangle.
Yeah. He was with his. They always cheat on their childhood sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
right?
his childhood sweetheart looks good as well. Not gonna lie. I appreciate beauty. So, but like Jack Grealish has been out there spreading the seed.
At least he seems to be like a consensual kind of guy, unlike Mendy.
Mate, did you see how they got all the Mendys mixed up?
Yeah.
That was mad. Because that's dangerous,
It's the whole Stormzy Lukaku thing over again, isn't it? Only this time somebody's been accused of some proper heinous shit.
That's dangerous. Say Edward Mendy, who is an innocent man. The only thing he's guilty for is making terrific saves for Chelsea.
Yeah.
and saving them and winning them the Champions League almost single-handedly, or with both hands because he's a goalkeeper. But imagine he's walking through Stockton now, just wants a Palmo. He literally just wants a Palmo in Stockton, Middlesbrough. And then some ignorant racist guy, say one of the racists that walked out when I was performing Black Guy in Your Neighborhood in Stockton, sees him in the Palmo shop, because they have Palmo shops, sees him in the Palmo, oi, that's Mendy. No, I used the London accent, but you know. And then he gets attacked because of ignorance of these papers. Ferland Mendy's in Spain enjoying his siesta in Spain, and he's what a mess. Someone comes out
breaking the door down,
calls him a puta. No, but in all honesty, it's not really the laughing matter because Mendy seems like a monster, man. What is going on? Do you remember, like, I don't know if it was years ago, that an article came out where Mendy, while he was injured, he was telling his agent to bring these sexy Spanish women to his house.
I don't remember that.
Now,
so this is the same guy that's now being accused of...
Now it's the same guy.
Multiple rape accusations, yeah?
Yeah. So, mate, he's supposed to be training.
Sounds like the guy's got some kind of issue,
He's got issues. I don't know. Maybe we haven't had enough money. And when we do get enough money, God forbid...
Some people just...
You just go mad. It turns up who you are.
Yeah, there's a lot of rich people do fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we just find out about it because they're in the papers and stuff like that, but...
Exactly. You know, when it's presented in front of... When it's easy to get... It becomes less of a challenge, if that makes sense. And this is not me excusing any kind of vile behaviour or whatever. But I feel like if we look into the psychology of people...
The power's just gone to the head, right?
Power's
That's what
gone.
You're saying.
Yeah. Once you find something easy to get, you want the next big thing. The next big thing. So it's crazy, man. And to be honest, he's not convicted. Has he been convicted yet?
No, I don't think that those kind of cases go on for a while, innit?
Yeah. As of this recording, he's not. But if it's some he who must not be named stuff, throw away the key, mate. Because no one deserves.
His career's done.
His career's done
life's
already.
Done. It should be done, to be fair, if he's been doing what he's been doing to multiple women. His career's done already. Yeah. When I look at when I see him now, he looks creepy. I don't know if it's just because of the accusations. And look, to be fair, could come out that it was all like
set up and stuff.
Not saying it is or it isn't, but it could. Like the guy's innocent until he's proven guilty. But just when I look at him now, I think,
that guy's
got like creepy eyes,
mate. No wonder he's been injured. He hasn't been using his... Anyway, can't even joke about that. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. But speaking of more disgusting behaviour, look, I've got this video, I sent it to you in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And this went viral. Oh, yeah. So let me turn this that way. This went viral online. Now, she's a... I haven't researched much into this, but from the little I do know, she's a rock star, quote unquote, marks.
Right, okay.
Called Sophie Eurista.
What, is she like a solo rock star, or is she part of a band, or
I think she's part of a group.
I've not heard of her, to be honest, but...
Neither have I.
So what's she doing on stage?
So,
let's see this video.
Viewer discretion is advised. So if you don't like, shall I say bodily fluids?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Please avert your eyes.
Oh, you did send me. I know which one you mean.
Yeah. So we're going to press play on this one.
Oh, there's someone there.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So what's going on here in this 5-second clip?
Oh, are we allowed this on YouTube?
Oh, we might have to blur it out. Oh, gosh.
That's a bit much.
It's a bit much. But
I seen the video, right? I thought she was just on stage. Maybe she just really needed the toilet.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all these people are paying to see me. I can't just be like, oh, I'm nipping to loo.
Yeah.
Like, let me just get out on stage, quick time. Someone will clean it up. You get paid good money to do so.
Yeah.
I'll continue with the show. But now when you played it, I just seen there's a man laid down. Receiving the golden shower.
So she's weeing on stage and then she's singing as well. And she's weeing on...
They say women can multitask.
Yeah. Apparently that man is a fan as well.
Well, you would have to be right.
You'd have to be. Bloody hell. Oh god, she should be called Sophie Urinster.
But yeah, there's like a
I was thinking about that on the way here, like I'm gonna say that.
Punchline.
Yeah.
But there's a history of like these rock stars doing mad stuff on stage, right?
Yeah.
Like didn't Marilyn Manson used to wipe his ass with the American flag and
yeah, like they're shocking stuff.
Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off a bat.
Yeah. Like I messaged you. I was like, I need to up my game once. I'm not gonna be weeing on people.
Yeah, no,
that's a bit.
What do rappers do that's a bit like much on stage?
I mean, what's his name?
Without getting into Travis Scott situation.
Yeah. We're not even gonna. Well, we might touch on it. But is it Afro Man?
Yeah, Afro Man.
Do you remember?
He hit a fan, right? Just straight up punched the fan.
He did. Oh my god! He did a Superman punch and she was a woman. Which is even worse. But
I've seen the video though, but she was
she
kept bothering him, right?
Yeah. I think she was touching his willy. Was she touching?
That's a bit much.
Was he touching?
I know R. Kelly used to like fans doing that, but Afro Man's not the same, right?
Afro Man's not. He just wants to get high. Yeah. But I think one of the defenses people were defending him was you don't know what these fans have in their hands, or something like that. So he was trying to protect himself, apparently.
Yeah, and if a fan's touching your dick, like
I don't even know if she was touching it. I think she went on stage or no, wait. No, I can't remember. People
you can search up the video. Afro Man hits fan,
and it's the fact she was a woman and he clean sparked her out.
Yeah, it wasn't like the thing. I think it should be like get away, push.
He loaded up.
Yeah.
He loaded up and he had the guitar in his hand, so he was multitasking as well. To be fair, I think it's just a musician thing.
He turned into One Punch Man, didn't he?
What a mess.
Yeah,
should be an anime. Yeah, man. You can imagine Afro Man. He's had a great career with Because I Got High.
It kind of doesn't quite hit his image, does it? No. Like his image is Because I Got High.
Yeah.
And then he's just doing like.
It's supposed to be chill. It's like, come on, man, get off stage.
Yeah.
Not
right.
Not actually spark her out, like knock her out. I hope she's.
But he's like a gang member in that, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's he's a Crip.
Is he?
Yeah.
Afro Man.
Yeah. So he might. The high thing might just be his way to sell records. Yeah. Like maybe in reality he's
like
about it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, rapper. The most I've done for shock value on stage, and this was by accident, is I was waiting. I had a relatively big show in London, and my flies were undone.
No way.
Yeah, and they haven't invited me back since.
How did you find out your flies were undone? Was it like after you got off stage, or did someone come up and go, "Bro, the band door's open"?
No, what happened was, I don't even know. I think I looked down because I perform with like the mic stand, so I don't move around
like an R&B singer.
Yeah. So I had the suit on, everything put together, and then I looked down. Flies undone.
So you noticed mid
in the set,
and then they just thought, "Oh, this guy's touching himself on stage."
No, you know what I did? Because I'm me, I was like, "Whoops, my flies are undone." On stage.
That is the best way to handle it. Just own it.
Yeah.
Own it. People who've been watching just go, "Oh, well, at least he admitted." Like he clocked it.
Yeah. But then when I knew it was going downhill was when no one laughed. Oh, but I didn't have my glasses on, so I wouldn't know. Because I don't wear my glasses. So
and you wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to hear because the music's on.
Yeah. So it was all a bit of a shambles. But I think I did okay, apart from the flies undone bit. So that's
it might have made you memorable.
Yeah.
People might have remembered.
Yeah.
Reality, the guy with his his cock out on stage. It wasn't quite that level.
No. But yeah, that's the most stuff. Have you done anything crazy on stage?
Other than give a bad performance, probably not. No. No, I used to a lot of the time get too drunk or whatever. I guess it's just a confidence thing, right? Or you're out at a kind of an event.
Yeah.
You're enjoying the night.
And they give you free drinks as well.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
Some of these promoters.
They don't pay you in money, they pay you in drinks.
Some of them don't even do that. But anyway, we won't get into that. We've talked about that before. But yeah, no, it's just a case of you having a good night. You maybe have a few too many drinks, and by the time you get on stage, it's kind of like...
I think you've kind of been like that with me, but not like paralytic.
No. It's always, I think with you, it's always been where it's like we can perform, but I think some arms maybe further ago, probably like a bit too drunk, so a bit offbeat.
Oh,
you slur your words when you talk anyway.
Yeah.
So you end up, not giving the right performance.
The best performance,
really.
Yeah.
But I think that's about the most crazy thing. I can't think of anything else.
I think we need to up our game. Because if people are weeing on people's faces on stage and they're not in jail, and I didn't know who this woman was before. If you're into that kind of metal music, you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. Even some men, let's be honest, are into that kind of stuff.
Is it not art? Do you know what I mean, though? Like, the people say it's art.
Art is expression of one's... Like, if we were to interpret this clip, she's weeing in the face of the man.
Well, it's like, the other day I was at, Tate Modern, and there's a huge art piece there, which is like big, thick, red pieces of material hanging from the ceiling. Like, I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
And they say it represents, like, the menstrual cycle. So, these things...
I thought you were going to say, like, a white man's penis.
No.
Big, thick red hanging from...
Red. We're like dogs. We have red penises. But I was trying to say it's just some things that can be maybe a bit... I mean, not that a menstrual cycle should be considered particularly lewd, but something that's maybe a bit crass to one person or a bit taboo to talk about can be considered like art to another, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean. But I also
and it grabs headlines these days. It goes viral.
Yeah.
So
5-second clip, you've seen this woman weeing on someone's face, and we're still talking about it.
Right? To be fair, though, I don't remember her name or the band she's in. Yeah. I just know her as the woman who weed on someone's face on stage, so...
That's true, actually.
Maybe it doesn't have the desired effect.
And she had to apologise,
Yeah, I think, like, that's the least you can do, right?
Yeah. She had to apologise. What a mess. What a mess, Sophie, you're Insta. Check this video out, actually. It's Leonardo Dicaprio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in it now. And it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Do you recognize the bald guy?
It is Bezos, right?
Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos' new girlfriend or whatever, he divorced his wife. His wife became the richest woman after she divorced him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this shows you, this video literally shows you, no matter how rich you are, sometimes you're not born with the drip. Let's play it.
Right.
So, did you see that?
Is DiCaprio playing Mr. Steal Your Girl?
Look how he's just being himself. This is
DiCaprio, bro.
This is Draw Me Like One of Your French Girls guy. This is the racist in Django Unchained. Is it Django Unchained?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was the plantation owner, right?
Yeah. This is the guy that slept in the belly of a bear and kept himself warm. Was it a bear? Well, it was an animal, but he slept in there and he won the Oscar for it. Revenant.
Yeah.
This is the guy that said he's not effing going nowhere, and he stayed there. This is the guy that he's been in a lot of films. I don't know his other roles, but this is the guy that stars in these long movies that don't make any sense, and people say he's one of the best actors in the world. But this is Leonardo DiCaprio. Damn it!
Don't we think Jeff Bezos is just a bit square? He seems a bit boring.
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
He's got all the money. He could probably do anything he wants,
yeah.
But he just seems a bit square.
2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion. You got it. It doesn't take that much money to be able to know how to satisfy a woman in the bedroom. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think it's
unless
not,
you go
it's
to
not
lessons.
Just about that, right?
Yeah. Like you have to have the drip in it.
Yeah,
like me, I know my levels. I don't have the drip. I could rap to you a bit.
Yeah, but it's the way you carry yourself, isn't it?
It's the way you carry yourself.
DiCaprio's known to be a bit of a the women like him, right?
Yeah. But what they were saying in the comments is the woman's too old for him.
Oh.
He likes women in in their 20s.
And how old's he?
I think he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's trying to live out his youth.
Which side of 20s? I mean, it's all legal, but it just starts getting a bit weird at one point, doesn't it? If like you're just getting older and older, and you just like women in their 20s.
Yeah, that's true. Let me check quickly how old Leo is, because that's true actually.
Is he like 45?
If he was 45 and he's going for late 20s,
I mean, it is what it is.
What was that?
I just think people mature by the time they're getting, mid to late 20s. Yeah. But like early, if someone's 20 and he's 47.
Mm-hmm. Like, what conversations are you going to have with someone that's 20 years younger than you?
Yeah. I mean, it could work, but if he's like just consistently going through women that are like I said, and staying the same age with it, and then he's just getting older and they're staying the same age.
Like, he has to grow exponentially.
At some point, right?
Yeah. Nah, I think it's too... these Hollywood guys are weird. Leonardo DiCaprio is literally the epitome of a Hollywood guy.
Yeah.
He's like he likes
that could mean something really bad, considering a lot of stuff that goes on in Hollywood, right?
I know. So I hope they might have to investigate him, man.
You heard it first here.
You heard it first here.
T's setting the rumours off.
We sparked it up. Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio seems like a guy that, if we got him on the podcast, because he's invited anyway, that
every episode we slate people.
Yeah.
We didn't start off slating him, but we slate people.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but they're invited.
That's the peace offering, isn't it? You need to defend yourself in the public eye,
I guess.
Yeah, but he seems like someone that, if they come on this podcast, what are we going to talk to Leonardo DiCaprio about? Like, how can we relate to...
Yeah, that every other interviewer...
Yeah.
Wouldn't have asked him before, right?
Exactly. How can we relate to Jack? Come back. How can we relate to that? Like, 'cause I don't think I could have... But you never know. He might be really into hip-hop.
Maybe.
You never know with these guys.
He might be into football
or
soccer.
Yeah, it's always these guys that are like, oh, I love hip-hop, NWA. They always mention NWA.
Yeah. It's funny that, considering there was a big film about it not too long ago, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, NWA. I effing love those guys, man, dude. They get all excited. You know those white, I effing love those guys, dude. Those excited white Americans.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. So, yeah, for you, I was telling you, on my way here, I was listening to Adele's album. Yeah. And there's a few points from that album. Have you heard it?
I haven't heard it, no.
Yeah. I wasn't going to listen to it, but I think her whole promo run and everything. And let me be honest, yeah. If I wasn't in my own situation.
Yeah.
And if I was rich and famous and Adele's type, then boy, I wouldn't hesitate.
Well, are you not Adele's type?
Actually, I don't know. You never know.
Wasn't she going out with Skepta?
That was a rumor, but she is going out with a black guy. Right, ironically, called Rich.
I just heard that she was going out with Skepta.
Yeah.
He's Nigerian. You're Nigerian. I was thinking,
true.
Well, you're ticking one box, bro. Not that it's ever going to happen, but you know.
Oh, and a rap as well.
Yeah,
that's
there you go.
Boxes.
2 boxes.
That's
just
2
need
boxes.
the rich and famous part now.
Yeah, that's true. Almost there, 50% there. But she is going out with a black guy called, ironically, Rich.
Oh, there you go.
That's his name.
He's rich without the money.
Yeah. Hey, I see what you did there. So we need this soundboard back. Anyway, what I was saying is, I was listening to it, and she's done well with the promo run, because I've never seen Adele so visible before.
Maybe she needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's a stupid thing to say. Mm-hmm. Like, doesn't all of her stuff completely sell loads? Yeah.
I hope not, because I like my thicker women as well as I like all women, basically. I'm like Lil Wayne when he sang that song, I wish I could F every girl in the world. But I don't want to, because chlamydia.
And the rest.
Yeah, and the rest. But a few things stood out to me when I was listening to this album and I was thinking about the promo run. Like, it's a shame that she's more visible now she's lost weight. I hope that's not why she's more visible.
No, but, well...
Because
I don't think she's more visible because she's lost weight.
She's more like active.
I think that's just she's made the choice to be that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's Adele.
I mean, could it be a thing of she's actually more confident now that she has lost weight? So she's like, like, I'll do this, I'll do that. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? We're just speculating.
She's pretty outspoken. Like,
she is.
I'm sure she's said that. I just don't really follow it, to be fair. And I haven't even listened to the album. Yeah. But you checked it out because she was doing this promo run, right?
And it's just because, why not? Like, it's the other thing is, like, I'm pretty bored by Adele. The whole Adele thing.
That's why I don't check it out. Yeah. I mean, she's got some good songs, but I kind of feel like it's not the same, but it's a bit like the same thing as Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much of it, so much Adele. Mm-hmm. Like, previously a single had come out. Yeah. And that's kind of what you'd hear from an artist. And if you wanted to hear a bit more, you'd go and check the album out, right? Yeah. But these songs, like, it's as if they just go through 70% of the album. Yeah. And make them singles. And they kind of get shoved down your throat a little bit.
That's what I was going to say.
And unfortunately, it kind of makes you a bit, like, want to push away from it. It does me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you're not a fan, like, it's kind of mad. However... what I would say about the Ed Sheeran point, Ed Sheeran, for me, Ed Sheeran has more sauce, man.
More sauce than Adele?
Yeah, definitely. Adele can bring up the whole, I'm from Tottenham, all this. She's got really, like, her accent is appealing to people because it's, like, proper London. Like, it reminds you of that. Despite all her success, she's still Adele from the block. Yeah. You know what I mean? Ed Sheeran, man, which was annoying with our legend Wiley saying he's a culture vulture, because Ed Sheeran actually started from SBTV.
Well, isn't that what Wiley's saying?
That he's culture vulturing from then. I think Ed Sheeran
he did it then to come up. Mm-hmm. What Wiley was saying is he used that to come up. Yeah. And then once he got up, he didn't really bring anyone in. Yeah. Or he brought in, I think Wiley was a bit like, I'm not saying that Wiley wanted himself to be with Ed Sheeran,
Wiley's Wiley.
It could have come across that way a little bit, but I don't think he meant it like that. But it's just he didn't really he wasn't supporting a lot of artists in it. Because he come through, like he worked with a lot of the grime scene, didn't
he? Yeah, that's true.
And I just don't think he brought a lot of it through. But then isn't that what happens when you get signed to a label? The label kind of starts controlling things. He probably doesn't have a choice to bring too many people in. And then that being said, though, I'm sure Ed Sheeran had a song with The Game. Or Game, or whatever he's called now. Yeah, it was on Game's album, and he used a hook that was written, it was from a Big Nasty song.
Sheesh.
I have to say, it's always weird when I say Big Nasty, because, with my accent, it's Big Nasty. Yeah. But he's got an R in it, so I've got to pronounce the R, and then it becomes Big Nasty. Yeah. But, it was from one of his older songs. So Ed Sheeran sang that hook on the Game's album, so then, like...
Did he get any... Did he give Nasty any credit for that?
Well, I'm sure he got paid.
Oh, okay.
He's a songwriter on it, right?
Yeah.
So he must have got paid. But maybe, it's not like Big Nasty featured on the song.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to be featuring. Mm-hmm. But that's still a way of bringing people through. Yeah. But I think Ed Sheeran's Big Nasty's kid's godfather in it, so they must be pretty tight. Yeah.
I don't think he is. Ed Sheeran's just Ed Sheeran, isn't it? I've seen a few interviews with him. Like, you never know in music or entertainment who's fake and whatever. Yeah. I don't know these guys personally, but he seems pretty genuine.
Yeah.
He seems pretty I mean, there's only so much you can do for a scene, especially when you're white.
Yeah.
And ginger.
Well, maybe that's the point. Maybe they're saying he could do more because he's white.
There's two sides of the coin, innit?
To everything, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to Adele though, and this album. Listening to it. Honestly, some tracks were a bit too boring for me. I'll be honest. Adele's got a great voice, once in a lifetime voice. Could be a bit like Amy Winehouse, but that's another story for another day, because she was generational. And I'm thinking, there's a few things I'm thinking with this album. Firstly, it's not for me. It's not made for a black guy that raps, that does pharmacy. You know, I can't relate to it.
Right, okay.
I can't relate. What her music is
who do you think? Yeah, sorry, I was going to say, okay. Who do you think is for?
You know, if Adele wasn't famous, you know what she would be? On Tinder, yeah? Saying, got an 8-year-old son, he's my world. That's what Adele would be.
Okay. I imagine that's quite relatable to a lot of people.
To a lot of people, yeah. No time for time wasters or F-boys. Got a child. If you don't like that, swipe. You know those aggressive bios?
Yeah.
If you don't like that, swipe left.
Like, in a few years, there'll be a Karen.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so she's, like, from listening to this album, this is what I got from it. That, got an 8-year-old son, he's my world. Oh, it's okay for him to be your world and that and stuff, but...
Well, that must be what she's feeling right now, right?
And that's who she relates to, those type of people. Now, my other point is, with this Adele album, say me and Adele, like, our relationships don't work out, and we suddenly find ourselves together.
Yeah.
Forming a beautiful relationship.
When you tick a few more boxes, yeah?
Yeah, hypothetically. I'll be scared to break up with this girl, because the next album is going to be about me.
Make it happen. Give her a bit of inspiration.
You know what? You know what's mad with... Because all her albums are about relationships, isn't it? If I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not an Adele fan like that. Because what she's known for is, like, making an album about her ex or past relationships. Yeah.
I don't dislike her music. I'm just not like a big... I've never really like checked it out a lot. I just listen to what I'm kind of fed. Do you know what I mean? Because it is everywhere. Yeah,
it is everywhere. And that's another issue. I feel like Adele's fantastic at being like the... being rich, but also like acting like you're common as well.
Yeah, well, she's been both, right?
Yeah, but you haven't been common since you were a teenager. Do you know what I mean?
You could say that about so many artists though, right?
Yeah,
like 90% of rappers.
But it's
like you haven't been selling drugs since you're a teenager.
Mad.
You
it's
haven't
mad
been...
because I don't know if it's like... I feel like it's genuine. I feel like it is. But how do I know?
Yeah.
You think Michael Jackson, who was like generational superstar.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson can't do what Adele does. You know why? Adele was on her album talking about, like when I'm in my sweats. Which superstar's gonna be talking about their sweats and you're like, wow, imagine Adele in her sweats.
Yeah.
When I'm at home drinking wine in my sweats. She actually says that in the album.
Yeah.
So it's like...
I mean, it's just...
So like you're trying to relate to me.
Superstar being everyday, right?
Being an everyday person. That's what I was trying to get to. Like she's good at being an everyday person.
Yeah.
That's the same with Ed Sheeran. If you saw Ed Sheeran walking down the street, you wouldn't think this man sells out stadiums. Yeah,
because I think in a different time, the record labels probably worked on. It was kind of like everyone's looking up to the rich superstar, the untouchable superstar, right? Yeah. And that was kind of the thing, and people even like going back to boy bands in a way, like it was almost like worship the celebrity.
Yeah.
In a way now, I don't think people are looking for that.
Yeah.
There's a bigger gap between wealth as well, isn't there?
And all this like
there's a lot of people
media
struggling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they wanna make the artists relatable.
More relatable,
Yeah.
That's true.
Way.
I think like things like even I might be far fetched, things like not social media, like keeping up with the Kardashians. For example. These people are filthy rich, but they let you see inside their lives and see, Kim Kardashian sleeps in the bed like me too. She doesn't sleep in the
I don't think they do that very well.
They don't do it very well. Kim Kardashian gets angry about stuff like I do.
Maybe I'm wrong about that whole thing, because then when I think of them, that is literally people kind of worship them like gods, right?
Yeah, that's another thing actually. Let's circle back, because that's another thing. Before Adele's album came out, I don't think you're into that Twitter thing much anyway, but like they brought the track list out, and I've never ever in my life seen people go mad over a track list, like they got mad over Adele's track list. It's like a cult.
Like mad as in like excited.
Like, oh, she's got a track called I Drink Wine. So do I. It's mad. Like, oh, I'm waiting for this. So people loved the album literally before it came out. And that's when I knew she's got a cult like following.
But I guess any of these people like Beyonce,
any of these superstars.
Yeah.
Because
I heard there's certain people like Nicki Minaj, they've got like a following.
Yeah, that would actually kill for them. I'm not being far-fetched.
I heard Little Kim's got the one that's the most like down.
What, Little Kim?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, but them are the 90s gangsters from Brooklyn.
Maybe. Supposedly, when Charlemagne there's a video clip of Charlemagne getting.
They were
getting
sent
hit.
from Kim.
That was one of the rumors. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past it. I wouldn't put it. Because now I think about it, Kim's got the old school, like, them guys probably heard word on the street. Them not guys on Twitter. them guys have heard word. Them guys must be in their 50s now. So they're down.
Yeah.
And, she lost Biggie. I want to be Biggie for her. You know what I mean?
You think it's guys literally on that? I'm not sure about that, mate. But
no, but she's probably got soldiers out. Kim is a legend. Kim is no matter what the new generation or what, I sound old, but like Kim is the mother, the auntie.
She had her time, right?
The grand auntie that comes for lunch sometimes. She's to these female rappers.
Yeah.
Because before it was UNITY, Baggy, Queen Latifah, who's the other woman that can rap? MC Light.
There's just two of them.
Yeah. Sorry, that sounded misogynist. But like, it wasn't like a sexual thing. Like, women didn't want to be objectified like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then when Little Kim came, not saying women want to be objectified, by the way. Oh, this is a slippery slope.
Or maybe they do.
Maybe they, I don't know.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Do whatever you want with your bodies, guys. I will too. So, Little Kim...
with his body.
With my body. Little Kim came and it was like a sexual thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to be honest, grabs attention.
Yeah, of course it does.
Now, what I'm seeing is it happening all the time. And now I've become desensitized. Because it's just sex everywhere.
It's true. Sex everywhere, mate.
Teenagers and preteens these days that are on social media, boy, mate, it's a tough one. Because when we were growing up, it was like, oh, that's sexual. Like, surprising.
Yeah, now the internet was more, you'd have to go searching for the sex.
Now it's in your face.
Yeah,
like a pair of big bosoms.
Yeah. Although we did have music videos.
True.
Which were kind of sexual. Yeah, and if you stayed up late enough.
Tip drill.
Yeah.
Tip drill, that was the video.
It was, and P-popping.
Yeah.
Ludicrous.
Yeah. I was thinking that as well. Yeah. You know what was mad? Sky back then, my dad had downstairs telly connected to his telly upstairs.
Yeah.
So anything you were watching downstairs.
We had that as well.
I didn't know.
Oh, shit.
So I went downstairs. Remember Television X?
Yeah, I remember.
Television X. I would have my routine.
Okay.
Sit down, cushion on the floor, because you have to make sure you're comfortable. Not on the
You were sat on the cushion?
Yeah, on the floor. And then
I wondered what you were doing. I thought you just had like a spunk cushion ready for like...
No, because I was just watching. I don't know what was wrong with me. As you know, like I'm not wired like a normal human being. So I would just watch like I'm watching.
How old were you at this point?
13, 14.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I would watch like it's...
I wouldn't have just been watching just to say, but... Not 13 or 14, but... You just sat there curious, looking at it like...
Yeah, just...
what's this?
What's this? Like head tilted to the side, like what the... But there was some videos on channel XXU. Mm-hmm. There was channel U and then there's channel XXU and it's...
After 10 or something like that.
After 10, can you imagine?
Or maybe 11 or...
Yeah. So, like, there were some videos that were weird, though.
Oh, so?
Some weird... I can't remember the name of the song, but there was a video, where it had... The women's bodies were, like, sexy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then they had, like, ugly faces.
Oh.
I'm not talking like, Sarah J. God forgive me. Sarah J, you're invited to the podcast. He doesn't know who Sarah J is.
I'm assuming it's a porn star.
But
who's not the most attractive.
Yeah. But she's probably famous.
Right, okay.
Barack Obama follows her. So, yeah.
Why does he follow her?
I have no idea.
They just mates.
I have no idea. And then she posted it everywhere. It's like, come on. Barack has a...
Yeah, like, be cool.
He has a wife and kids. Come on. Like, this is Barack Obama. Anyway.
The fact she posted it everywhere suggests they're not friends and he's just a fan.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird for him to do that.
That's even weirder.
Maybe it was an accident, like when the Pope liked some, like, bikini model.
But you know what, yeah? They say these things are an accident.
Yeah, it's just to cover it up,
it's so hard.
I bet it is hard. That's why he's double tapped it.
It's difficult to like go on someone's page and follow them. That's you can't do that by accident. Or they say, someone's in control of my page. Didn't the Pope say?
Yeah, they said that. Somebody runs his page. He doesn't use Instagram.
What a mess! What a mess, guys. Our world is in a fallen state. What the? Yeah.
But your dad caught you anyway.
Yeah. So
you put it on.
But we didn't say anything to each other the next day. So that's what made it more awkward.
How do you know he caught you?
Because the channel started changing. So I saw like 4-7. I was like, what the? And then I clocked that it's up like.
Do you think he would have, like, as soon as he seen you watching it, he was like, "I'm changing this over"? Do you reckon he was just watching it for a bit as well?
That's jokes.
Like, how long were you watching it for?
I can't even remember specifically, but it wasn't like a 5-minute thing.
It was like half an hour.
I was watching it for like a good 15, 20, a Simpsons episode without the adverts. So let's say 20 minutes.
Do you think he knew you were watching it upstairs? Or do you think he just turned it on and said, I left that on that channel, whoops. And then he just changed it?
I think he knew, but I think he's just in his mind, boys will be boys.
Yeah, I suppose at 13, 14, it's not that much of a big deal, right?
I mean, if he saw me looking at, like, actually, let's move on from that topic before I get myself in trouble. Speaking of that, I went to see Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good, but I caught COVID from the show. Yeah. I know this controversy, by the time this pod goes out, I don't know if it'll still be on. It'll probably always be on. Like, I had a lot to say about it before, when I went to a show and all that. And when the special came out, remember we were talking about that a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
About the special coming out and that. I respect Dave Chappelle as a comedian. I think he's the greatest comedian alive now. The show was good. However, I think it was a bit too stuck on this controversy with the trans community.
Was he taking too much time up on that?
He wasn't talking about it, but there would be moments in the show I watched, because I think he was improvising every show that week. That's how much of a genius he is, and people laugh.
Yeah, I think he should be, right. Like, the expectation from him is to give something fresh.
Exactly.
At least each day.
Yeah. I was kind of dissing or like saying it's weird about Adele, like, fans or Adele's cult, like liking her track list and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say, if I'm being honest, I'm a bit like that with Dave Chappelle.
Right, okay. So you're just going to be a fan no matter what.
For me to be objective, it's kind of, might be a bit skewed.
But the other side of it is, if you are given a bit of a kind of...
Yeah.
A like you're being a bit critical of it.
Yeah.
And you admit you're a huge fan, then...
Yeah. I think...
It's a shame, really, right?
Yeah. You know who I think should be more angry at Dave Chappelle than the trans community?
Who?
White people.
Yeah?
He goes in his shows, and you know about Dave Chappelle. He goes in his shows, and he disses white people.
Yeah.
He uses white face. In this Dave Chappelle.
But white face not the same.
I know. But he's taking the piss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if he was to go dressed up as someone from the trans community, it would have much more of a backlash than if he was dissing a white person.
Yeah, it's just the history's different.
The history is different. I get what
it is, because like he should be able to do that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Given the history, like he's American.
Yeah.
And black people in America, like, you know, at least they can have a pass for that, right?
Yeah, I think so. But I think as well, if you're saying that, I think as well, when it comes to jokes, there should be equal opportunity. As long as you're not going that out there.
Are you saying this more from a point of like all these trans people are like mad at the fact that he's supposedly transphobic?
Yeah.
But like before that, or if they're mad at that, they should also be mad at the way he goes at just white people generally.
I think, yeah. Or on the other hand,
just not be mad at any of it.
Just not be. It's jokes. I know I'm sounding a bit cliche, and I know a lot of people have said that, like it's comedy and stuff. But from me watching it, and I've put a disclaimer that, listen, maybe I'm not the most objective because I'm a big Dave Chappelle fan, but from me watching it, he wasn't going out there saying, oh, incite hatred towards trans people or go and attack trans people, which is different. He was telling jokes. Do you remember Russell? I don't know if we said it before, Russell Peters.
Yeah.
This was just over a decade ago. So that's how much comedy and our community has changed. The guy, an Asian guy from Canada, used to diss everyone. He even used to do the accents.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, and back then, this is funny. Can you imagine if Twitter was around back then? Or whatever, like how.
But in terms of the accents and like, he was kind of going at nationalities, right?
Yeah.
And because he's not white, like, it's more acceptable for him to do that. If he was a white guy, If he was a white person who was doing that, then it's trouble. It's not, right, yeah. Okay. So I think that's the difference there, whereas Dave Chappelle's kind of going at something that's kind of got nothing to do with him, I guess is how they would say.
That's true, actually. I see what your point is. Yeah,
it's difficult though, isn't it? Because even myself, I feel part of me would like just anything, like no holds barred, like comedy is comedy. That's kind of the art form, has to be kept that way.
Yeah.
But then the other side of it is like, I don't want people to be like really having to go through difficulties because of what someone said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't even know. I'll be honest. I don't even know what Dave Chappelle said. We don't need to go over it again.
We don't need to go over it again. For me, I don't think it was malicious. But as well, let's put this out there. I'm not transgender, so I don't know how it would affect someone that struggled all their life.
Yeah.
Being someone who they're not and then coming out as, so I don't know. So it's not for me to say, how a transgender person should feel. Just like we can argue, it's not for someone else to say how a black person should feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like it's equal up, or else we're all just going to be depressed. We're in depressing times already. Why should we moderate how jokes are told? If you don't like it, don't listen.
It's going to be a debate that goes on for ages now, isn't it?
Until it's like...
We've kind of crossed the line of where it was just anything goes, anything's acceptable.
Yeah, it used to be like that.
But it's like, even from round here, you know, like Roy Chubby Brown. You're saying racist stuff.
Yeah.
It was racist. Yeah. You know, do we say that should be allowed still?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's difficult.
That's the thing. I feel like, because if I know it's racist, I'm not going to listen to him.
But is that where it should be? Should it just be that this person tells these kind of jokes, so I know not to tune in?
Yeah.
But then you kind of get like you imagine there's a big group, you might have 1,000 people in an audience, and they're all sat there laughing at something that's a bit kind of
racist,
sick, really.
Yeah.
Like,
and where's the line?
Do we get out of the racist place? Because everyone's clearly just, it's acceptable to do it within this medium. So then if you put that, like, again, I don't know what Dave Chappelle said.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this in terms of, like, saying he shouldn't be able to say whatever he said, because I don't know what he said. Supposedly he was saying some story about one of his close friends.
But that's what ended it. But I can see if I was part of that community or really, really supported that community, which I'm not saying I don't, but I can see how that can be looked at. The way he told the story, how it can be looked at, it was a sad story.
Yeah.
The person's not with us anymore. And he said that was his friend. Now I can see how that can be looked at as, oh, I'm not racist because I've got a black friend that just died. You know what I mean? Which is like the funny cliche that we always put on someone that says they're not racist. That's what it kind of looked like. Like, you tell all these jokes for an hour about transgender people, and then you end it by talking about your transgender friend that passed away.
Do you think he made that as a conscious decision? Like, oh, I'm probably pressing people's buttons here. I should mention that I had this friend who was transgender.
That's the thing. I don't think Dave Chappelle is that stupid.
Could, not just Dave Chappelle, but could any comedian still be funny and not say whatever he said? All right, let's talk about Dave Chappelle. Yeah. Like, can Dave Chappelle still do a show that's hilarious without offending anybody?
For me personally, without offending anybody.
Well, look, there's always going to be someone that's offended because people get on the outrage train. We spoke about it before.
Is Dave Chappelle naturally funny? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, is he a
No,
funny
we know
guy?
He's naturally funny, right?
Can he do like a routine?
Yeah, that's kind of
comedy.
Not necessarily clean. Like, I don't mean in terms of offending anybody by, like, because some people get offended at swearing.
Yeah.
I don't mean that, like, but without kind of saying something at the level of what he said that's offended trans people.
That's a good
Can he
point.
still do a set? Because you said white people should be offended.
Yeah.
So could he? Is all of his content made of that? It's not, right?
It's not. And here's the prime example. When I watched him in London, he was just telling stories.
Yeah.
He was telling stories from his life.
And were they funny?
Funny.
And was he going at people?
Wasn't going at people.
Right, so there you go. So should comedians just be able to do that?
But then, like, I think some comedians, not saying Dave Chappelle, I think some comedians are, because in a way, offending people is funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a weird conversation.
It is weird.
Offending people in a way is, you know, oh, your mum is this. Like, we've grown up with people dissing each other.
Playground insults.
Playground insult, but they're a bit more refined. Yeah. Like, when they pick people up. What's actually even more topical, actually, he had someone that was opening for him. Do you know Jeff Ross?
Yeah.
The
he
roasting
roasts
guy.
people, yeah.
Exactly. The guy was telling racist jokes.
Swear down.
I'm telling you. That's what's even, and we were all laughing.
You were laughing?
Because, you know what, he called people on stage. What he does is his routine, because it's all improvised.
Just roasts people.
Roast people on stage. But obviously, if you're Asian, what is he going to mention? If you're Chinese, what is he going to mention?
I don't know, mate. What did he mention?
Chinese, obviously, he's going to mention Squid Game, wasn't he?
Ah, right, okay.
And those guys are Korean.
Right, okay, yeah.
So they're not even from the same country. Or Asian, he'll mention curry or something like that. This is not me, by the way. But he'll mention stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's obviously racist jokes. But the difference is he's brought those people on stage and they're laughing at themselves.
Yeah.
That's the difference. But I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird. I think Jeff Ross' thing will always continue because he's roasting someone and they've agreed to be roasted.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Jeff Ross is a scary guy, though.
Scary?
He looks scary. And at the end, he was like, because I think this was a shot at everything that's going on. At the end of Jeff Ross's set, he was like, thank you all for keeping comedy alive and stuff. And everyone was cheering. So I think that was a bit of, because I feel like some of these comedians think like this whole controversy is kind of taken away from their art.
Yeah.
It's like maybe telling...
Well, that's why we're having the whole conversation, right? Because it's kind of like, where does it go? Does it stay as it is?
Yeah.
Should it be anything allowed?
Or like, you know, rappers. Like, we'll end on this, but you know rappers, like, them rapping about killing people. That's not good. Let's be honest.
It's not.
But let's be honest as well. We love it.
Well...
That's what we've grown up listening to.
As I get older, like when I hear stuff like that, I do find myself
as you get
older, I don't relate.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if it's like they saw someone get killed, or like if it's like documentary,
or what happened to them,
then it's like brought up once or twice in a song. But if it's like constantly talking about it, I can't relate to it. So I find myself switching off from it. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Like if 50 Cent's album came out today, I don't know if it'd have the same reaction.
I don't know though, because like obviously stylistically it's not in the time it should be.
But what he's talking about is mad. If you
but the stuff they're talking about in rap's mad now, mate.
But that's a different.
It's probably worse than it's ever been.
Do you mean drill or like rap?
Yeah,
music?
but it's like.
Oh, shout out to Young Dolph as well, who got like shot dead, by the way, like R.I.P. But anyway, yeah. But what were you saying?
Drill's just the current form of rap, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I know it's not rap, but people are rapping on
it's
the
the current form.
Yeah, and 50 Cent was the current form then.
Yeah.
So it almost is the same.
It's true.
I mean, this is without getting too deep, and I know we're going to wrap it up, but this is what people say about, like, they say the record labels push all this stuff. Like, a lot of the big drill artists who are talking that kind of talk, and they can talk their talk, right? Like, if that's what they're going through, absolutely. Like, again, it's art. But they say, oh, the record labels always back this stuff. Why do they always back it? Like, every single year you had 50 Cent. Yeah. Like you just keep going and it's still like getting pushed, this like violence and they say it's a bad influence, right? I mean, it doesn't change really.
That's what I'm saying. When I said like we enjoy, I'm not saying us specifically because I don't listen to that type of music, not anymore. And like not when I was a teenager, and I know you don't, and I can't relate to it.
I do though. That's the thing. Like just to make it clear. Yeah. Like I listen to a lot of drill. Like there's some stuff that I really enjoy, like the beats, the flows. Yeah. But it's just when I hear a little bit too much of that, I just don't relate to this. Like, and then am I meant to be there bopping away to it, like feeling the vibe, like as if now I'm gonna go out and like
and stab someone.
Well, maybe not taking it to that extent, but you know what I mean. Like having chew with someone over something. Like I'm not
because I heard like this guy.
Well, I'm not gonna do that, but it's like I feel like a fraud if I'm like getting into it too much.
I know what you mean. I mean. I think it's a case of getting older, like knowing who you are.
But the bottom line is that people should be able to do whatever they want, just like comedians should. Rappers, comedians. Yeah, we like all of the negative side. That's what you were bringing it round to, right? That like we listen to people talking about murdering people. It's not good, but we enjoy it. We can listen to comedians maybe being a bit offensive, but we can still enjoy it.
Yeah, I feel like there's one thing that Cat Williams said, who I think is another great comedian. He said like, I'm paraphrasing, not verbatim. I'm paraphrasing, but he said like, if you can't do comedy without offending someone, because he said the times have changed. It's not Eddie Murphy times in the red suit where we're saying the F word. I'm talking about the derogatory F word for
maggot.
Rhymes with maggot. And he came out and apologized for that, which I've mixed feelings on, but we won't go into that. But like the times have changed. You can't go around saying things like that. Just like things have changed from the 80s or be dramatic from slave times or whatever. Like things have changed. So if you're a comedian that can't go with the times and not be as offensive, then maybe you're not funny at all. That's what Cat Williams said. Which goes back to your point. Maybe some of these comedians that are angry about not being able to offend maybe aren't funny.
Yeah, unless they're just going at people.
Yeah, one thing that cemented it for me, and I think subconsciously, when I saw Dave Chappelle is, this guy hasn't offended one person. Yeah. But he's still intriguing and funny. And Dave Chappelle for me is like more...
So do you think he didn't go at white people too much when you seen him? Because he's like, oh, I'm in the UK.
I'm in London. Yeah. He said Nando's is racist, and I was like, huh?
Well, how did he say it? Why is Nando's racist?
I have no idea, but I'm still going to eat the chicken. I don't know. Ignorance is bliss. I just want to eat my chicken.
I need some context to this.
I don't know. Like, that's one thing that stood... I didn't get the whole joke. No, I think he just said it because what Dave Chappelle does on stage is...
He splurts some outlets in his head.
Like he smokes, he's having a conversation.
He's having a podcast with the whole crowd.
Yeah, with the whole crowd.
Yeah.
So it's like he said something about Nando's being racist, or he compared it. So do you know this Hannah Gadsby?
No, who's that?
I didn't know who it was either. So it was like, you know how Joe Exotic says, oh, that paraphrasing, that bitch Carol Baskin. Like
Carol fucking Baskin.
Yeah. So that's how I saw it. because this Hannah Gadsby woman, she's a lesbian, I believe so. She's kind of sneak dissing Dave Chappelle.
Right. Okay.
So he was like, oh, she's not funny. She's never funny. It's like this and that. That's the only time he went like, because he smoked and he just started ranting about Hannah Gadsby. And they're like, huh? Who's Hannah Gadsby? I was like, what the hell? So apparently she's going at him, and I did research. And
what is she, a comedian? Or?
She's a comedian.
Ah, right. From the UK?
Australia.
Ah, right, okay.
Or it's Australia or New Zealand, Australia. A lot of what it is as well, you know, Dave Chappelle is like one of the most, and we'll end on this one, but Dave Chappelle he's the most talked about comedian, even if you haven't watched his special or whatever.
For a comedian, he's like most talked about comedian for his comedy, right?
For his comedy, right now.
Yeah.
Let's say right now, at the point of this, because it used to be Kevin Hart, but everyone found out he wasn't really funny.
And a lot of people talk about Joe Rogan, but it's not really for his comedy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's the guy. And in your industry, you're going to have people that have been waiting to see you slip.
Yeah.
I think that's how Dave Chappelle sees Hannah Gadsby. They're in the same industry. Obviously, she's seen, and I may be wrong, she's seen the opportunity like, oh, he's going at my community. I'm going to like diss him.
Yeah.
So that's where it goes. And I think
well, it just turns into he said something about them, they said something about him.
Yeah.
He said something about them back.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, it's like it's like when rappers battle.
Yeah. It might be the new beef. Dave Chappelle and Hannah Gadsby.
Yeah.
There's only one winner there. Because you ain't beating the transgender community. No one's beating the transgender.
In my head, I was thinking, obviously, Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah.
And you went, you're not beating that community.
Dave Chappelle even complimented the organization of that community.
Yeah.
He was like, if black people were that organized, a lot would have changed. They're very organized.
Right.
And that's something he was commending them in his special.
I mean, I know he's joking and whatnot, but maybe that's because they're supported, you know.
Listen, we won't get too deep. We'll start putting our tin hats on. But
Nando's is racist.
Yeah, Nando's is racist. I might have misheard because I was hungry. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's not going to be recorded because it was like a one-time show. So
yeah.
I might have been hungry for some chicken. But I got Taco Bell afterwards. And that's where we'll end it. In your neighborhood podcast. We'll be back soon.